Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So I have officially started recording, and we're gonna start where I'm gonna go again on what we have done with the other group. I believe it's GRUA D2. So okay, then we're gonna start with example 1. I know some have seen this because we've covered it already in class, face to face. However, the other group was unfortunate to not to receive that due to the electricity crisis that we experienced last week. So I saw a need that we should just redo it again as we progress with the questions of this chapter. So I might reconsider doing calculations online due to visibility of our projector. Only one group benefits, which is the Wednesday group, because the venue we use has a clear projector. But the other one, I have to bring my own projector to class. I found it not that much visible. So I might consider doing most calculations online than face-to-face. So now, in this exercise, we are examining the options for contributing. The right word for us is profit. The right word for us is profit. So we have a company here which is named Fisher Technologies, is a small firm that must double its profit. So they want to double its profit. Never mind what I'm saying and what is written here. I'm saying it from a point of view of South Africa, and this is how I'm going to conduct the tests. And this I didn't do it last year, and I am gonna be rolling it out this year. So it's in the exam and it's in the practical lab. So keep that in mind. I'm not going to be specific which exam because we have multiple exams that we set at a time. But one of the exams, you will find it there. So to fixed cost and profit, in order to be profitable, they need to double their profit in order for them to be profitable, enough to purchase the next generation of production equipment. Management has determined that if the firm fails to increase the contribution, its bank will not make the loan and the equipment cannot be purchased. If the firm cannot purchase the equipment, the limitations of the old equipment will force the company to go out of business. So, and in doing so, put its employees out of work and discontinue producing its services, its producing goods and services for its customers. So the current state of the company is like this, as you can see here. They have sales of 100,000, they have cost of goods of 80,000, and they have gross margin, which is you substitute your cost of goods from your sales and you find your gross margin there. Then you have your finance cost, and then you have your subtotal, and you have your taxes, which is 25% of what? Of 14,000. So how do we make sure that, or how do you find that? So you want to find it like this: 14,000 multiplied by 0.25, which at times write as I write. The best thing is to write as I write and then write what I say, because my writing is not that good. You might get stuck when you are studying later. So if you have notes, you would know what you must write. Then 14,000 multiplied by 0.25 equals to 3.5. So that's the 3.5. That's how it comes about. Then you minus the 2, which is now 10. No, 10.5 is the value. So now 14,000 minus 3.5, which is equals to 10, like this. Okay. Then that's how they got their profit, right? Okay, so that's the original state. Then now we are curious about if what happens when you increase the what happens when you increase the sales by 50%. You increase this by 50%, the sales. When you increase the sales, it's how much you are selling. And so in order for you to be able to increase the sales, you need to also increase the cost of goods. You need to increase the cost of goods with the same rate, because the two are directly proportional. Otherwise, you can't say, I want to increase, for instance, in this case, we have 100,000. We have 100,000. We are trying to increase it by 50%. Another person would write it like this: times 50% plus 100,000. And if you put this in your calculator, you will get 150,000. Okay. So now you can't say originally you had 100,000 worth of material that you sold, and now you want to increase it to 150, then it doesn't affect the material. So as the what you call as the material increases, as the sales increases, the material increases at the same rate. So now, so as you can see, we have this is 100% here, this is 50% here. So you can somewhere multiply this whole thing by 150%. And 150% divided by 100 is 1.5%. So it is possible for you to, rather, instead of writing this whole calculation, you'll just say that equals to 100,000 multiplied by 1.5 equals to times 100,000 equals to 150,000. I would like to write 150K. I do not have space. Then the same applies here on 80,000. 80,000 multiplied by 1.5 equals to 1.5. I'll check that just in a moment. Multiplied by 80,000 Goes to 120. I can't see what's happening. Okay, Lindy, wait. Talk to me.
Also, I'm lost there at the percentage. You are saying that the percentage is 1,5, which is 150%. I don't get
Yes.
where you got that 150. Where did you get it? Because like for marketing option, increase sales is 50%. So I'm lost with the percentage issue there.
All right. Look, we try to increase the sales by 50%, right? So the aim is, all right, let's draw it in the form of a scale. We're gonna draw a scale right now. The scale is like this. Let's say this is 100,000, 100K, and then this is 150K, and then this is 50K. So let's say increase by 50%. So if you desire to increase by 50%, what will be your equation? Looking at the percentages, increase by 50% this month. So that will be 100% plus 50%, which is equals to 150% of what? See, of sales. Then you come back there now, you say, okay, 100K multiplied by 1.5, which is equals to 150K. And that's why I am able to use the 1.5 there. Because they say from where you are, increase by 50%. So then now this is where if you multiply this by 100, what you call, by 50% of this, you actually add 50% of 100,000, 200,000. You add 50%. You can even expand it further by saying 100,000. Never mind me using 100K sometimes. Multiply by 0.5 plus 100,000. This is the same thing. So this is your 50% of the 100,000 that you are adding. Then this becomes 50,000 plus 100,000, which becomes 150,000, just like that. So it's the same as doing it in this form. 100K multiplied by 1.5 and you get 150K, because you are trying to demonstrate that we are from 100%, we're trying to add 50%. Okay. Now we have 150,000 minus 120,000. It's equals to 30,000. Write down your steps. Minus 120 equals to 30K. Right? I'm going to reduce my thickness. Maybe the thing will be much more visible. Then we have 30K now, right? So 30K minus, we're going to substitute the finance cost from the 30K. The finance cost is 6,000. So you're just going to write it here. Yeah, I think now it can be visible, 6,000. Okay, so now In order to get the subtotal now, we're going to say 30K minus 6,000, it's equals to 24,000. Okay, then we want the tax now implications of 25%. So in order to get the tax implication of 25%, we go straight and say 24,000 multiplied by 0.2, must confirm it every time so that you don't make any mistakes, 25 equals to, then 24,000 multiplied by 0.25 equals to 6,000. Okay, now we want to 24,000 now minus that amount that we managed to find. Now we are going to 18,000. Minus 6,000 equals to 18,000. It's also critical for you to compare the difference between the original and the new. The best way to compare them is to say the new profit, or let's say new P, minus old profit over old profit. This is change. It's a formula for change in profit. So this is going to be change in profit basically, and in percentage form or percentage increase. Others, they will say look for the percentage increase. Other situation will be you look for a change. Yeah. Then so now the new one is 18,000 on the dot, 18,000 on the dot minus 10,500 over 10,500. We are also curious, what is minus 10,500 going to give us? It's going to give us 7.5. So knowing the figure also sometimes is important. So then we know that, okay, this one answer that 10,500 is that. It's around about, obviously this is a change because of the change in percentage. Please note that you must come hug this thing, man. Ish. Sometimes I need a mouse. You must multiply by 100. Do not forget that part. It costs whatever. Then multiply by 100 here equals to 71%. Okay, so you know that the profit increased by 71%. Okay, you go back. So now the The only problem that we have fundamentally here is the fact that we needed to increase our cost of material by 50% also. And that is a significant highlight here. For you to achieve almost double the increase, you needed to increase your cost by 50%. And you are aiming to increase sales. You are aiming to increase your sales, which require a lot in your marketing strategy. You need to work very hard to increase your sales. Then now, on another side, we can reduce the financial cost by 50%. If we reduce the financial cost by 50%, we're going to have the same figure, 100,000, 80,000. The 2 becomes 20,000. But now the original now must go down by 50%, which is this one. This one must now go down by 50%. The financial cost must go down by 50%. So now it's going to be when you do the change, when you do the percentage formula, you need to be smart about it. When we added from 100,000. Now we substitute from when we added from the 50%. Now we substitute from the 50%. You now know that we're no longer using the 150%. We're using the 50% alone. So in this case, you're gonna go straight and say 6,000 multiplied by 0.5 equals to half of this is 3,000. Then you minus the 3,000 there from 20, which is going to give us 17. Show all the steps. Show all the steps. Minus 3,000. Why is now getting bigger? I don't want it to be big. 20,000 minus 3,000 equals to 17,000. So now we want the 25% of this. We want the 25%, which is the tax. Okay. 17,000 multiplied by 0.25, it's equals to times 0.25, it's equals to 4250. Then Pilisiwe, talk to me.
Sir, can you please show the whole table because I'm being confused?
Okay, I think the writing thing that I use here is the one that lacks flexibility. When I make it too small, I then do not see. I cannot like write properly. But let's try. Okay, let me zoom in now for me to see everything. You see? Oh yeah, if I zoom like this. Yeah, how is it like this now? Much better, né? So now we are here, the 4,250. So we minus it from the 17,000 now. 17,000 minus 4,250 equals to 17,000 minus my answer, which is now going to be 12,750. So it's going to be 12,000. Okay, so now you must compare the two again, and you can see that the profit is not that too much when you compare it with the original. You apply the same formula again to get the percentage of the profit difference, the change in profit. You apply the same formula we applied previously here. I might have used that space. Let me come somewhere here. Then you have your new 12,750 minus 10,500 equals to 10. I need to zoom first so I can see properly. 10,500 equals to my answer minus 10,500 over 10,500. Then we have this multiplied by 100% plus 21% increase. So to try and reduce your cost from your financial cost, it's getting us to 21.4%, which is significantly low, right? Then now we are curious, what happens when we reduce the cost of goods by only 20%? It's written here on top here. By only 20%. So now, because if we are reducing, you must ask yourself this question: what will happen to the sales? Sales remain the same. When you are applying the cost approach, sales remain the same. I'm going to write it this side. Masehla?
Sir, didn't you say sales and cost of goods are directly proportional?
When you are increasing the sales, because you can't sell what you don't have. However, when you are now reducing the cost of goods, it actually goes beyond the cost of goods. It includes, if you read the term that they use, they say reduce production costs. So it's both the purchasing cost of the material and the production cost of the material. So you'll be applying all the production engineering or operation management techniques or industrial engineering techniques to try and reduce waste as far as possible. Reduce reworks, improve efficiency, and you conduct your likes of time studies. You do all sorts of things to improve the efficiency of your production. So you aim to reduce your cost, because we can aim to sell, I'll make an example, 10 cars. Now we produce 10 cars, we sell 10 cars, and then we have a figure. But when you want to improve the cost, you then go down into the production of those vehicles. You would find that on certain machines, people are very slow, they are unskilled, they come very late, they start late to work, they leave early, they do a lot of mistakes. Therefore, it results into you doing the double job. You must remember that if you cannot finish your 10 products within 8 hours, you are bound to call for an overtime. Then you are paying extra for that overtime, because you need to pay the workers for being there. Then at the same time, they're doing mistakes. You need to pay somebody in the station that they call rework station to fix those problems that they have done. So then it is possible to still improve your process of selling the very same 10 cars. Unlike when a person says, I want to sell 15 cars, what does that mean? It means that the cost of material must also match that increase of 15 cars. I hope that makes sense. So now 100K then now remains the same. Okay. Then we have the 80K that is now affected. We're gonna go back to our formula here. Our smaller maths equation here. Okay, we want to reduce by 20%. What happens when we reduce by 20%? We have 100%, which is the 80,000. You can this one multiplied by 80% if you want, by 80,000. I'll say 80K minus that one of the 20%. 20% multiplied by, again, the 80,000. Then you'll see that this one, the 100, stays the same. Take this down. This is very important for the next exercise. The 100K remains the same. The 100% remains, the 80,000 remains the same. I'm going to expand it, minus. So now we are concerned about this section here, this one. Then we come to our calculator. We know that 20 obviously divided by 100 in order to make it a 0.2. So your 0.2 multiplied by 80,000, which is 16 now. So we just reduced the cost by 16,000. Reduce the cost by 16,000. Then remember, our main aim why we have industrial engineers in any plant is for you to reduce the cost, because the impact of reducing the cost goes a long way. And you're going to see it now. How far does that go? It goes to 64,000. While the sales remain the same, because we are still desiring to sell the same number of goods, but with the production cost going down. There are many ways to do this. You could either, because another thing that you need to remember, guys, is that here you have another way. Let's look at another way. We have this guy, move, minus 20%. What do you have? You have 80%. So basically, instead of you multiplying with 20, you want to make a mistake, you can multiply with 80%. So now we go here. We say 80,000 multiplied by 0.8. And I can assure you that this is the same answer, 80,000 multiplied by 0.2. You see, no, sorry, 80. Yeah, and then it becomes 64,000. Then the sales, they remained the same. Minus 64. Okay, I need to expand this. It's disturbing me. Let's expand. Oh, thank God we can expand. Right. I can't zoom. It's fine. 60. See, when I can't zoom, I struggle. 64,000 equals to 100K minus my answer, which is now going to be 36,000. 36,000. So now we want to put the finance factor 6,000. Then 30. Then now the gross. What is it? The gross. The subtotal. Minus 6,000 equals to 80,000. Right. Then now you see now, even when you compare here, you could tell that the subtotal is greater. The subtotal is greater. Okay. Then the percentage now of that on tax, which is 25%. Then we go like 30,000 multiplied by 0.25 equals to 30,000 multiplied by 0.25 equals to 7,500. 7,500. Then now this figure, we minus it obviously from 30,000. 30,000 minus 7,500 equals to minus my answer, which is 22,500. So our new profit is 22,500. We want to quickly compare it. You can see, first of all, when you compare directly here, that this is almost double. This is double actually. 10.5 times 2. This says 21. This is 22. So this is double. So now what is the percentage? We come here. $22,500 minus 10,500 over 10,500 multiplied by 100, which is equals to 22,500 minus 10,500 over 10,500 times 100 is giving you 114% increase. You see, way more than double. We have doubled your profit, therefore reducing your cost of production is very vital for you to achieve your goals. So then it goes to buy. The first option is marketing options, where excellent marketing management may increase sales by 50%. By increasing sales by 50%, contribution will then to increase to 70%. But increasing sales by 50% may be difficult, and it may even be impossible, because you can't force customers from buying, first of all. Therefore, this is why it's so difficult, and it will cost you in the long run, because of you need your sales department to be very good. Then it will hit you on finance also, because the more you want to explore and expand your hand of reach, then the more you will definitely have to spend. So this is how you discuss. This is what you discuss when we say discuss your findings. The second option is finance account option, where finance costs are cut in half through good financial management, but even reduction of 50% is still inadequate for generating the necessary increase in contribution. Contribution increased by 21%, which is insignificant based on the requirement. However, the third option, which is operation management option, where management reduces production cost by 20% and increase contribution by 114%. You see, this is attainable, because why? You're just aiming only 20% for your production cost. You can significantly reduce it by starting at 10, and then after that you go to 20. It is possible when you optimize. Remember, your job is to optimize processes, and cost cutting will come naturally once you do that. Lab 1 is, you are going to have this in your lab 1. Now we have another question whereby we are computing a single factor and a multi-factor gains in productivity. So Collins Title Insurance Limited wants to evaluate its labor and multi-factor productivity within a new with a new computerized title search system. So this has he wants to evaluate its labor, and compare its current and it would what will happen whenever they use computerized machine to assist them to do title search from manual labor to computerized system. The company has a staff of 4. Guys, this is very critical. Make it a point that you understand what comes after. You read it slowly, you read it carefully. 4 workers, and then they say each working 8 hours. This can change to they all work this amount of hours. So each is working 8 hours. What does that mean when it comes to your employees? If each is working 8 hours, it simply means that your labor hour, your labor, you write it in, you don't write it in full. This one is my own abbreviation for this module. Your labor hour, like this, your labor hour is equals to 4 workers multiplied by 8 hours. Then this is where we have our 32 labor hour. This is where our 32 labor hour. And then in another case, I would say 4 hours, and then they all work the 2 hours. You don't multiply. They work a total of 8 hours. You do not multiply. Hear me carefully. You must read the statement. What are they saying in it? So the payroll is 640 per day, okay? And expenses of 400 per day. We can make that comparison very quick now. Collecting of data. We have your 640. Rather say rent. I like saying rent, guys. All my questions are going to say rent, not dollars. Then we have, what is this? That's your payroll. And what? Overhead. Okay. Then Collins process closes 8 tech search per day. Currently, the output, you can just say old output. Eight versus new. New is going to be 14 with the system. And then the workers and hours are the same, but the overhead expense increases from 4 to 8. So workers are still the same. So this is still the same. Go side unaffected, the 640. Okay. Then we come here, take the formula for productivity. We are measuring it twice. We are using this formula, the single factor productivity, output over input used. Okay. Then the input is in labor hours. Keep that in mind. The input is in labor hours. That's your labor hours there. Okay. So now I want to go back to my writing. I selected the formula. I usually give formulas in every test, except for practical labs. So we have 8 as an output, we have 32 as input. Then in this case, we have 14 as an in output and 32 as as an output, as an input, I mean. So come to my calculator there. I have 8/32, which gives me 0.25. Ne? Titles. Okay, guys, I'll write this thing on another side, the estimate. All right, now I have 0.4375 units or titles per hour. Now, units or titles per labor hour. Units per labor hour or titles per labor hour. Okay. I still take units per labor hour. And now I want to compute this using the multi-factor approach. It's going to be, for multi-factor, you need to write your formulas because I do give a mark on the formula. Always copy it and write it. I don't need to write it. I just need to show you where is it. If I write it space, I'll end up not having space to write. Labor hour. This is our formula. Multi-factor productivity. Output over your labor cost, your material cost, your energy cost. So these are costs, basically. These are costs, all of them. Also, you need to also keep this in mind. Each they're working 8 hours. So you need to also be mindful of that the payroll cost, if it says anything, you need to be careful of that. You need to be checking whether it's whether for each worker, all the workers and stuff like that. Everything you need to take in consideration. But in that case, they didn't say anything. Therefore, we assume that it means for all of the workers. Then now we saw the formula. We 8 as this one. Then we have the 640 for the workers plus 400 for the overheads. And then this is going to be 0.0076. Let's upgrade it to 77. So this moves from there 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll do for the other one here. It's 14 over 640 remains the same plus 800. Okay. Which is equals to 640 plus 800. which is 0.0097, and this is titles per rand or dollar. Titles per rand or dollar. Okay. So you can see that the productivity has increased. Productivity has increased. Okay, so under the solved problems, I want you to do the solved problems by yourself. Do them by yourself. Let's go to problem number 1. On problem number 1, we have Chuck Socks makes wooden boxes in which to ship motorcycles. Chuck and his three employees invest a total of 40 hours. So all 4 of them, they work for 40 hours per day, making, this is the output. So you have your labor hour, S equals to 40 hours, and you have output of 120 boxes. Okay, then what is the productivity? Number A, P is equals to 120 is the output, and then input is 40. Still remember again, the formula is, you go there, it's very far. Let's copy it and bring it closer. Copy. So output over input there, okay, sharp. Then equals to Maila Buteng, talk to me. If your sign is not okay, okay, yeah, oh, perfect. Yes, talk to me.
Sir.
Yebo, I'm listening to you. Talk to me.
I wanted to apply the is it 40? Can you hear me?
Wakat. I can hear you there, and then we are cut. So I'm assuming that you're asking why didn't we multiply? Yebo.
I wanted to ask.
Yes, ask. Write it down, sir. When you kindly write it down, our cat, I can't hear you at all. Write it down, please. I will be able to see it on the text. Just please write it down.
Can you hear me now?
I only can hear you when you say, "Can I hear you?" That's the only time I hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh. I wanted to ask about that one why we didn't multiply the 40 by 3 by those 4 employees.
Yes, I said to you, I can give you a scenario whereby we are saying the total number of them. I think there it was each. Now they are total time. That it means that if you were to do this, 40 divided by 8, by how much? There are 4. So you're gonna get 10 hours. So if I had said they each work 10 hours, you are then obliged to say 10 multiplied by 4, which is going to give you a 40 per day. What did I make my calculator? Yes, because I said total. It says total in this case. Total. And let's go there. You must see.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So it said each working 8 hours versus total. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Mail. Then now we have it like this as 120 divided by 40 equals to 3. Now we have 3 boxes, 3 boxes per labor hour. Don't write it in full, like the abbreviation is perfectly fine. Then this is how in a test you are asked. This is how in a test you are asked. So you are not asked to assume things. You need to calculate what you are asked, and you make it a point that you label, and you label accurately. Don't cram. Label accurately and answer what you are asked. Chuck and his employees have discussed redesigning their process to improve efficiency. If they can increase the rate to the 120 now, they want to increase this to 125 per day. What will be their new productivity? Now, P new. P new is equals to 125, 40 equals to. It increased slightly. 3.125 boxes per labor hour. Okay. Then now we are now curious about what? C. And I'm curious, what will be the increase in productivity per hour? Then what will be the increased productivity per hour? I like making it this one question. I like it making one. Why? So then it will be the original. Remember, we've done this formula already. Minus 3 over 3 equals to. Before you say 100, you're going to get that change. Take this answer minus 3 over 3 equals to that. So that's your increase basically there, and it's a positive value. Don't be afraid of having a negative, guys. Sometimes it decreases. can leave it as a 2 there, 0.42. Then now for D, you multiply that by 100 again. So by 100 times by 100. Then we have 4.2%. And this is what you'll be asked in a test style question, exam style question. Okay, then this is for you to practice with. I usually covered everything, but I realized that I waste time by doing that. So now I rather do some things that are a little bit unique, unlike covering questions that repeat. So you saw my consultation times outside my office. Yeah, whenever you are stuck, please consult. Any of these questions that whether we did in class or we didn't do in class, they are there in a test when it comes to calculations. So this year, this company will produce 57,600 hot water heaters at its plant. This is on an annual basis. Yeah. Okay. To meet expected global demand, to accomplish this, each labor at the plant will work 160. Each labor, we're going to say we are looking at each labor spread each work. Let's say this. Let's go to this labor hour. Do you see that labor hour equals to labor is not known, multiply by hour is known, 160. You see that? However, they haven't asked us, but you can tell each labor will work 160 hours. But what is the labor? We don't know. Okay, we leave it like that. If the labor productivity at the plant is now we have P productivity equals to 0.515 hoters per I'd rather say unit. Unit. Come on. Unit per labor hour is this. You see that? How many workers are employed in the plant? Then you go to your formula. It says you respect something. This is per month. This is per month. This is per year. They're not matching. They're not matching. You see that they're not matching. So it means that something needs to happen. So if this is month, we were supposed to convert it to be per year. How do you do that? You will then say multiply by 12. You will get this as per year because a year has 12 months. Marcella, talk to me.
So, sir, would you be wrong if you decide to do it the other way around, maybe by converting?
To divide by 12.
Yes.
You won't be wrong.
Okay, thanks.
I like applying what people are suggesting. You shouldn't be wrong. So which is 4,800 units per month now. You see, the weight is changing. Units per month. All right, let's go with unit per month. It's maths, it's not me. So now we have our formula, which is P is equals to output over input, which is, we have the 0.15 equals to 4,800. We have labor hour that we don't have, labor that we don't have, multiplied by 160. Then obviously labor you divide this 2 by, and then you multiply. You know how to do these things. So it's going to be your labor equals to 4,800 divide by, don't do that, divide by 0.15 multiplied by 160, and which is going to give us answer 0.15 times 160. The answer must be 200, and indeed the answer is 200. 200 workers. And let's go back just a second. Times 12, 5,000. Is it 57? Yeah, 57,600. See, you're getting the same answer. I just quickly flipped it on my calculator. It gives us the same answer. So now we have the workers that we are looking for. All right, sharp. We're moving right along. This is yours to practice with. And then this one is for our software. But before we go into the software, let's read the question. It says, George Prices makes bowling balls in his Miami plant. With recent increases in his cost, he has a newfound interest in efficiency. You see now, efficiency. Because of the cost have increased, then he opted for efficiency. George is interested in determining the productivity of his organization. He would like to know if his organization is maintaining manufacturing averages of 3% increase in productivity per year. He has the following data representing a month from last month and equivalent month this year. So now show productivity increase for each category and then determine the improvement for labor hours, the typical standard for comparison. Then it asked for now we're doing it in a form of, to determine it in a form of we are now determining here in a form of what you call multi-factor. So, but I want to go to straight to multi-factor. There is no need to do this labor thing. Ne? So we're gonna go to the software. Let me see if I do have a manual question for you guys. Here's the manual question. We're gonna do it ourselves here. So now I want to demonstrate the software. So what is the name of the software? It's QM for Windows. This one here. I've already gave you guys the software. What are we looking for? We are looking for productivity. Funny enough, I did this, but now I'm surprised why can't I see it fast. So rather say all modules and yeah, there's productivity. There's product and networks. We have productivity. Click on productivity, and then with number of periods. I saw it's 2 because we're comparing between 2 years. Okay, and for argument's sake, you must always go back and refer. And we have, of course, for the output that we're looking for, then 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. Okay. So number of input factors, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and number of periods there. Okay. It could be under this one. Okay. Usually this is where you write your names, guys. Please, you need to write your name there. This is how I know that you didn't steal somebody's work. Then you click OK. Then it comes out like this. Then this one, the first one, we skip it. The first one, we skip it. And we do it like this. Then now it can allow you to do this. It can now allow you to do this. So now you're side by side. Okay. So now I need to convert my computer into computer mode so that I can type. All right. We have 1,000. We have 1,000. We have this one, leave it as a thing. And then we have 3,000, 275, 275, 50, 45, 10,000. Jesus. 10,000. Keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering if now will that okay. I now know. I've forgotten the part that I used here. Okay, this is like that, and then this is like 3,000. So these are in units, they're not even in monetary value. And then 82850. Okay, sharp. Then we need to capture this information here for labor. Number 1, it's $10. Then for the resin is $5. And for the capital, it's $1, which is 0.001. Let's prove that 1%. 1 divided by 100. Yeah, 0.01. Not okay. 0.01. Okay, and then the last one is 0.5. Okay. So after doing that, you should be able to solve. Obviously, you can write the names here because if it does allow you to write. If you were to do that, maybe you will say labor rising capital energy, okay, and then let's click solve. Okay, so you are able to see the change in productivity here. This one went up by okay. Before I check, I need to take a screenshot to compare. Let me take a screenshot. Okay, this is a problem. This is my screenshot here. So this is how you take the screenshot, guys. You go onto your PC, snipping tool, snipping, you look for snipping tool, and you take, then you say new, and you take a snipping tool. At times it will be on video, like in this case, video, you don't take video, you take a picture. And you take a picture with your name visible, and you go paste it. I paste my results. Oh, even with my percentage, with my values that I've added, it is. Okay, I believe this is a multi-factor. This okay, I was doing it as a non-multi-factor. Okay. Right. And then let's see the comment. Okay, Matsetla, talk to me.
Oh, sir, sorry, since ke later go morago ka sitting.
Okay, no problem. Thanks. All right. Lindiwe.
Oh, so I want to ask there on the labor hour, on the given timetable is
Yes.
300, but you insert 3,000.
Hey, that's an honest mistake. 300. Okay, then it looks like this. And you can also attempt this manually yourself, but we're gonna do the manual part after here. We're gonna do the manual part after here, because the following question, I've dedicated it for manual use. So this question now is the one that we are doing manually. Before we do, I think it's the, based on this, it's going to be the last one, or this is going to be the last one, and this, okay. All right, we still have a few. So now, how did they get that information right or correct? So we're gonna do it this way. If you were to do it manually. So, and I prefer to determine the multi-factor productivity in this case, determine the multi-factor of this. This is what they're saying. Okay. I put my laptop back to tablet mode. So we are determining the multi-factor. Okay. So what is happening is, if you were to do it, it's last year and this year. Yeah? So it's last year and this year. So you write it like this. We can even do one, so that you can see how do they do this multi-factor. We can do one. whenever I have to write in the edges, I always have an issue. It's fine. You can see it's A Musai. You can see, Lena can see. So, which is multi-factor for what? For last year, multi-factor, productivity multi-factor equals to, you make a very long line like that, and then you write this one on the center because of that's your output, 1,500. This one here, production, this one here, it's your output. Okay, then now you see these ones are labor hours. These are units, hours that they're not yet, because we're doing multi-factor, they're not yet your cost. So how do you make them a cost? You then do this 350 multiplied by $8. That makes it, $1. Then plus the capital of that of 0.83%. Then you need to be careful of that. 15,000 multiplied by 0.83 divided by 100. You need to be careful of that you use the correct number. Others will just say 0.83. That is wrong. You must say 0.83 divided by 100. Then you're going to get 0.0083 plus the last one, which is 3,000. 3,000 multiplied by 0.6. 0.6. Then we have it like this. And if you were to put it in a calculator, you will have it like this: 1,500 open bracket, we have 350 multiplied by 8 plus open bracket, and 15,000 multiplied by 0.83 over 100, then plus 3,000 multiplied by 0.6. Then we have it as a 0.3 17 unit per rand. Okay, so if you were to do number B, you do the same thing. If you were to do number B, you do the same thing. And let's see the hand. Rotondwa. Talk to me. Okay. I can hear you.
So can you please explain to me the formula, like how do you get the numbers? Where is it coming from? Because I'm trying to make sense of it, I'm not understanding.
Okay, number one. All right. So, okay. I search on our formula. Where is it? I'm gonna bring it down also, that formula. Let's go get the formula first. Here's here. Copy. Is it copy? Yeah. Where's copy? Copy. Copy. Right. And then let's go down. I paste. Okay, so on this it says labor, material plus energy plus capital and miscellaneous. So these things are actually costs. They're actually costs. So now we have data now. Originally, we have this data, and for labor, we have this cost, labor cost, and then it goes with labor hours. Then we have capital. You see that it says capital of the investment. Your capital is 0.83% per month of the investment, which goes with this one. And then with energy goes with this one. So now it's more like you come right here, and if I may zoom, you then multiply your 8 times that 0.83 divided by 100 times that, and 0.6 multiplied by that also. This is what you are technically doing. That, but you put them nicely in brackets like I did here, and then you then add, you just multiply, you just put it in a calculator, and then you're gonna get your answer. And this is the step that even if you were required to see here, we can do for one. Let's see if we validate these calculations that are here. You are gonna say, let's validate the calculations that are here. You're gonna say 1,000, and the labor, this one, it's okay. Let's rather not say, let's not start with 10. Let's start with the labor hours, which is 300, multiplied by, I believe it's 10, plus the amount of resin is it's 50 multiplied by what, 5, and the capital plus, on the capital they say it's what, it's 1%. So you remember it gave us, I think it gave us, let me put it on the side like this so that not anything disappears, and reduce it slightly, right? Then which is 10,000 multiplied by, I'd rather say 1/100. Rather be safe than sorry, as they say. Then plus, now we're on the energy, which is 3,000 multiplied by, I believe it's 0.5. 0.5. Then you close the bracket. Okay, sharp. Then yeah, I'm gonna stand here and zoom out more. Okay, then now we are coming here to do the same. 1,000 open bracket, 300 multiplied by 10. I move plus. 50 multiplied by 5. I move plus. 10,000 multiplied by, rather be safe than sorry. This thing, yeah, 1% and 10% can really confuse you. So rather you do it in this in full, plus open bracket 3,000 multiplied by 0.5. Then you have your answer as 0.206 unit per dollar. You have it as a 206 unit per dollar. even though mine is incorrect, the software, the one on the software is incorrect. Okay, maybe it's because of we went with a. Let's check it properly here. Let's rather go back to 06. Okay, fine. Computer, let's go back to the software. Remember we had a 3000, so let's check the 3000. Yeah, 206. That's your 206 there. Now we have the 206. So copy this one rather. Okay, and then delete, paste. You see there, it's our 206 here. So formula works, the software works. The software is intended to solve most of your book problems, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you see the sign, this sign here, with the sign here, this sign here, you must know that it is possible to solve that problem with the software. Okay, let's see the last two. It's not me. Okay, so in this case, we have, this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Charles Lackey operates a bakery in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Because of its excellent product and excellent location, demand has increased by 25%, right, in the last year. On far too many occasions, customers have not been able to purchase the bread of their choice because of the size of the store. No new ovens can be added. A staff member at a meeting suggested ways to load the oven differently so that more loaves of bread can be baked at one time. This process will require that ovens be loaded by hand, requiring additional manpower. This is only this is the only thing to be changed, yeah? The addition of manpower. All right. If bakery makes currently 1,500 loaves per month with a labor productivity of this per labor hour, how many workers will Lackey need to add? Each worker works 160 hours. All right, so this is how much they are producing at 100% capacity. The demand has increased, so the breads have increased by 25%. Still remember the 100% 100% plus the 25 formula plus 25, which gives us 125%. Then we are taking that approach. But first, we want to know for originally and for the increased. So now 1.25 multiplied by 1,500 loaves equals to, we want to see the new number of loaves that they are producing. 1.25 multiplied by 1, like that. We're going to get 1875 loaves that they are now producing. Okay, so now we are looking for the number of workers. Do you remember the formula? P for old, again, equals to, for old equals to, we are looking for output over input. Therefore, That is, you have that. There's a 2.344 equals to the number of braids that for old, it's 1,500. The labor hours, LBR, multiplied by 160. And we have, we swap around. Now, LBR equals to 1,500 over 2.344 multiplied by 160. Then that is our old number of workers, because it is not stipulated, so we don't know it. Then we're going to have it as a 3.99. At 3.99, these are human beings. So what is the number of workers? Is 4. Right. Then we want to know what is the new, come on, number of workers. Zoom out so that people can see. Zoom out. We want to see the number of new workers now. At this figure, guys, at this figure, keep that in mind. At this figure, we are having you can swap one number here. If you look at this formula here, swap one number. If you look at this formula here, we swap only one number. So LBR equals to 1875 over 2.344 multiplied by 160, which is equals to, come here, you swap that number that you want to swap, 1875 equals to 499, 4.99. These are human beings, therefore we do not have 499 human beings, that is 5 workers. All right, moving right along to the last question of the day, we have it like this. Okay, the pay will be, so now we are approaching it in a multi-productivity system. The pay will be $8 per hour for employees. Charles Lakay can also improve the yield by purchasing a new blender. The new blender will mean an increase in his investment. This added investment has a cost of, so this just for the blender, he contributes $100 per month in his own overall total cost, but he will achieve the same output increase to 187. So the new blender now increases to 1875 of the breads as the change in labor hours. Okay, which is the better decision? Which one is the better decision? Show the productivity change in loaves per dollar with an increased labor cost from $640 to $800. Okay, so now we are given the figures. So I want to see something. We are being charged $8 per. We can break down the costs. 8 rand multiplied by 160. Yeah, 160 hours. It's equals to, let's see, 8 times 160. You're having, no, this is the per hour total. I'm forgetting the number that I must use now, you see. Okay. Why am I confusing the two? It's fine. Because 8 hours per day, 8 times 4 workers times 8. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. And then times 5. Fine. I might have forgotten how they got 640, but it's fine. I'll remember. So I'm gonna go straight to the point, which looking for the productivity change. You see that productivity change. So now we have the 1,500 on the productivity. This is a multi-productivity, remember, and then we are looking for the 640 per worker. Okay. Yeah, that's how you're getting. Oh, these are hours. The 164 is hours. Okay, multiply by 8. So you see now, we have 160 hours multiplied by 4 people equals to 640 hours, then multiply by $8. Then that's how we have this. Then plus what we have also, we have is it all? We don't have any information except the $100. So then we leave it like that. If that's the case, we don't have any other information. So we leave it like that. We're gonna be comparing the two in this manner. Okay, so then on the other one, we have a comparing direct comparison. We have the 1875, and then this one went to 800 multiplied by 8. So this is just on the workers themselves, and we're only concerned about the increase from 4 workers to 8 workers to 5 workers, which now comes around about saying 160 multiplied by 5. 160 multiplied by 5, then we have 800 hours that the guys are now working. That's the 800 that comes about. Okay, right. Then now we have 1,500 over 640 multiplied by 8. We have this 0.29. Okay, leave it like that. Loaves per dollar, loaves units per it's per rent, yeah. Right, and then on this other side we have it as 875 over 800, and the productivity did not change. The productivity unit per dollar did not change. Unit per rent did not change. Okay, then B, what do they want? Show productivity in loaves per dollar with only an increase in investment. Okay, with the increase in investment. All right, so if you only show the increase in investment, you remain with the same number of working. Remember the statement says, this is, it always trick me also, this one. It says Charles Lakey can also improve yield by purchasing a new blender. The new blender will mean an increase in his investment. This added investment has a cost of 100 per dollar per month, but he will achieve the same output, and increase to 1,000 as the change in labor hours, which one is the thing. So the same output and the labor hours would remain the same, because remember, you cannot more manpower when you have a blender. You must remain with the number of workers, otherwise your thing will shoot very high. So in that case, the new productivity, the loaves are increased like this, 1875, but the working hours has not increased. We still depend on the same number of working hours, plus 100. Now we see plus 100 because of the blend. The blender goes along with the increased number of breads, but not the number of workers. Because it's a strategy. If you now increase of workers and you add blend on top of that, you're increasing the cost unnecessarily. I like putting brackets sometimes. And then my productivity has indeed increased. Loaves per rand. I did say that I do forgive people when they say unit per rand or loaves per rand. I do forgive. Show percentage productivity change for labor and investment. Show percent productivity change for, okay, and investment. Okay, so the productivity percentage change. Remember, this other one didn't change at all. It remained the same. So we are concerned about this change now here of the one where you are investing. Okay, so but you need to also look at the productivity change. Let's say it requires to go back to the normal productivity. Okay. No. I don't think we need to change for labor and investment. I don't understand when they say for labor and investment, so the other one that remain the same. Rather stick to the one for the investment. So for the one for investment is going to be the new 0.36 minus the old, which is 0.29 over 0.29 multiplied by 100, and this is what you're gonna get if we were to invest 36 minus 0.29 over 0.29. Okay, we have it like this, and then multiply by 100 is cost. It increased 24%. Our activity increase is 24%. Because when they say increase in labor, it means that we're about to move. Let's see. it is forcing us to remove the dollars and focus on the productivities, which productivities are already given as a 2.334. So we don't need that. This one is fine. This one is fine because okay, and also for the fact that it doesn't have okay, maybe we can looking at it from this point. 1875 over 640 and then multiply by no, we don't multiply. We're looking for productivity first. New one. We 1875 over 640 equals to which is now 2.92 okay 93 because it's a 993. Okay, I wanted to keep it. Yeah, I can't keep it. Yeah, it's 930. Then now you compare now the original labor productivity and the new one. You see now, so we are now able to compare. There, if we go back to our formula, it's 2.930 minus 2.344 and over 2.344. Okay, that part. My first time doing it, so I want to see the original 2.334. Yeah, like that. Perfect. That obviously multiply by 100, and then you'll be able to see what is the new change. Ladies and gentlemen, after this one, we are officially over 2.344. I'll keep on toning down my classes. Times 100, it's equals to 25%. So when you do it like this, you're getting 25%. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. May you kindly rush into your new class. Yes, Rotondo.
Sir, I sent you the link for the group. Did you receive it?
Yes, I did, and I did post it. Maybe it was because of they matched us, so I need to repost it again. But yes, Rotondo, I did receive it. Thank you so much.
So
yes.
I heard you talking about the practicals. So what are the practicals about here in production engineering? Like what you do?
Okay, in the practicals, you'll go to the lab, and then you will be conducting the practicals using the software. But I will release you to the lab. You don't just go there yourselves. I will release you.
So you're doing calculations in the lab?
Yes, using the software basically. Either Excel, yes. You'll see with the lab guide in case I change it. So I'll give them the latest lab guide, then you will be able to follow the instructions and conduct the test and submit online.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Ciao. All right, class. Thank you so much. Rush to your next class. Thank you and goodbye. I will post this on YouTube also. However, it's already on Blackboard, but I'll post it on my YouTube as well. Thank you.